still undefeated, and now the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, Oleksander Usyk.
Conquering the cruiserweight scene didn't prove this road warrior's greatness. Maybe his reign against boxing's heavyweight giants just might. Pulling off the unthinkable over the past few years, and after his epic performances through the Super Series, Oleksander Usyk's win over Joshua has surely placed him as a pound-for-pound contender for the #1 spot.
But any of the big heavyweights have to be very, very careful.
Seeking out the best, Usyk is staking his claim to become an all-time great by securing an eccentric legacy in dominating fashion.
No just world champion, undisputed world champion.
So with no further ado, hit that thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, so we could present to you a look back over 5 particular nights Oleksander Usyk shocked the boxing world. With the first half of his career taking place outside of the US, Usyk's name remained unknown to the boxing public. But little did they know, a Ukrainian monster was being born, preparing to leave his mark on foreign soil. In his first 2 fights debuting in the US, Usyk successfully made 2 statement wins, stopping Chunu with a knockout victory. Then shortly after, Michael Hunter via unanimous decision. From there he entered the Super Series, facing the best cruiserweights the tournament had to offer. First up came Marco Huck, the German veteran of the sport with a record of 42 wins, 5 losses. An opponent that was said to be perfect for putting Usyk's remarkable boxing ability to the test.
So here we go then, the first of the scheduled 12 3-minute rounds, the WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World on the line.
Safe to say, Usyk delivered on everything as promised, making things difficult for his slower-footed and static opponent.
Now he walks his man down once more, looking for openings with feather-like shots.
Forcefully, Usyk's pressure gradually became more overwhelming by the latter stages. Not being able to get back into the fight, 10th round onslaught ended the night with a statement of a stoppage.
Breidis stepped in and has waved it off. In the 10th round of this contest, Oleksander Usyk makes a successful 3rd defense of his WBO Cruiserweight title.
Plowing through to the semifinal, mairis breidis was up next to face the skills of the slick southpaw. In bringing his home crowd into a packed Moscow stadium, the Latvian put on a stellar performance, giving Usyk one of his toughest nights to date.
And a hard left hand to the body from Breidis. Terrific start from the WBC champ.
Surprisingly, breidis pressed forward in an attempt to close down Usyk's long-distance shots and footwork. And when finally managing to get up close, he landed multiple attacks to the body as well as the head.
Breidis landed a good right hand to the body. Oh, good right hand over the top from Breidis.
But meeting him in the middle, Usyk's clever counter-punching gave it back just as good.
A speck of blood, and his head is buffeted by a 2-shot salvo.
Though being 50-50 in most people's opinions, Usyk still managed to get the decision by a razor-thin margin, moving him through to the final.
Final bell, what a fantastic contest we have just witnessed. Everybody up on their feet here at the Riga Arena.
12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the undisputed cruiserweight championship of the world.
Finally, the well-deserved and long-awaited moment had arrived. Oleksander's most meaningful fight to claim the ultimate championship victory, becoming undisputed, was at his feet. But standing in his way this time was gassiev, a heavy-hitting Russian who too had the same agenda as his Ukrainian foe and was willing to go all out to claim it.
terrific mover, left and right, in and out, and his punch volume is incredibly high.
Astonishingly, Usyk boxed flawlessly, boxing circles around a stationary and very hittable Gassiev.
Beautiful left hand and then a right uppercut, a reverse 1-2 in flashy, effective fashion from Oleksander Usyk.
After being picked apart continuously throughout the following rounds, Gassiev had fallen too far behind on the cards, and missing most of his shots, the fight concluded in a sweet one-sided victory for Usyk.
Undefeated, and now the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, Oleksander.
I have the one thing that he doesn't have, and that's a punch that can switch lights off within the blink of an eye. Just one wrong step, one wrong maneuver, and it's over.
With the cruiserweight division now conquered, it seemed there only remained one person left to deal with. Going by the name of Tony Bellew, a former cruiserweight champion himself, deemed to be willing to put it all on the line to test himself against the new undisputed champion.
I'm going to give him all the paper he wants, but I'm going to steal his hardware.
Though showing great respect to Usyk during the build-up, praising him for his skill set, Bellew had successfully gotten off to a good start, catching Usyk with some sneaky counters. Waiting patiently, Usyk applied consistent pressure non-stop throughout every round, and whilst Bellew retreated to the ropes in an attempt to lure him onto a single big counter, it was the Ukrainian's relentless stalking and forcing of his opponent to work at a constant pace that fatigued him into devastating consequences. After a year of inactivity, Usyk's vow to begin his heavyweight crusade finally began. But after two dissatisfying wins against Chaz Witherspoon and Derek Chisora, doubts would soon cast over his ability to have success over any of the elite heavies in the division.
Has it answered questions satisfactorily for me to say Usyk belongs in there with Tyson Fury or with Anthony Joshua or even with someone like Deontay Wilder? You know, I'm not so sure it does. I'm really not. And I'm not.
How would he fare against those three?
I think he'd struggle.
However, with the Joshua Fury fight canned, Usyk's wait had finally come to an end. After demanding his mandatory fight for the WBO belt for over a year, finally got the chance of a lifetime to prove his greatness once more, challenging unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua for all the belts.
Boxing fans, are you ready?
Making the huge mistake of trying to outbox a technical wizard like Usyk, AJ's downfall came quickly after he attempted to play the Ukrainian's game of jab for jab.
The challenger from the Ukraine, and a beautiful shot, and Joshua's had here in the third round. The third round in New York was when it all started to go wrong.
And when Joshua finally managed to land that heavy right hand of his, Usyk displayed one hell of a chin, lapping it up, not being fazed by the power one bit. After 12 long rounds, the Brit had been brutally outpointed and outworked to the point of physical exhaustion, and gasping for air in the latter stages almost cost himself a technical knockout.